Hey guys, welcome to my channel once again. In this video, I want to talk about making peace with life. Why is it so important and who needs it? Let's take a look.
Welcome to the Spiritual Psychology Channel. Release what is holding you back in your life. Explore the dynamics of masculinity and femininity in relationships. Learn how to release self-limiting emotions and beliefs. Join the journey to become your true self in harmony with love.
If you find yourself having challenges in your life, life is not going the way that you wanted it to go or expected it to go. Maybe you're angry with life or unhappy in some way, unfulfilled. Life is not playing ball. So what do? It's very easy to feel hopeless. These are the places that we go when our energy collapses. So when we go into life, we are excited when we're young. Life is exciting. We have all of these ideas about what we want to do in life, who we want to be when we grow up, who we want to start a family with, what kind of things we want to explore in life, whether it's travel, whether it's discovering something new, whether it's having a project of some sort. So we're all very excited. And then we get to a point where things aren't working out. Maybe we're not attracting a partner that we like or we long for. We're single, or maybe we're stuck at a job that we absolutely dread and we just can't get out of it, and just whatever it is, life is just not working. So one of the ways that you can start moving this energy, because what I see is life is a flow of energy, just like everything else. And when that energy gets stuck, our life starts to reflect that in some way, right? Like certain events, they're just not moving. You can just feel that you're stuck in life. So here's a simple, not always easy, but simple way to start to move some of this energy. At least bring some awareness, some consciousness to the process. So in this experience with life, essentially what I suggest is to do a little couples therapy. What does that mean? You are in relationship with life. Whether you are flowing with life, life is flowing with you, life is supporting you, you are in tune with life's experience, or life is essentially taking you for a ride and you don't really have a lot of power, you would say, or joy with it. So imagine it's the same as being in a relationship that's not working. You guys are on a different page. There's conflicts. Maybe you feel controlled, manipulated. Maybe you feel there's so many unmet needs in this relationship. Maybe there's so many aspects of this relationship that are unsatisfactory. So similar with life. So imagine life to be this person, let's say, that you're in relationship with. So to help move this energy, I'm going to show you an exercise that you can do. It's a simple exercise, but may not always be easy because it might bring up some feelings. But stick with me and it just might surprise you. So to do this exercise, you're going to place two chairs, one in front of the other. To demonstrate, I'm going to use my chair that I'm in now, and I'm going to turn and face the bed to play the role of the other chair. On one side is going to represent you. On the other side is going to represent life. So it's helpful to find an item that you can use to represent whoever you're talking to. It can be a pillow, it can be a book, it can be whatever item, it doesn't really matter. It's just important that your attention is directed towards something. So in this case, I'm going to use a book. This book is going to represent the energy of life. I'm going to place it right in front of me in the seat, and I'm going to look at it, and I'm going to give myself space to express all of my frustrations, all of my dissatisfactions with life. So for example, I can say things like, you were supposed to work differently for me. You were supposed to give me a job that I liked. You're beating up on me. You're not considerate of me. You're not giving me everything that I want. I'm angry with you. I'm unhappy with you. I hate you. You're not friends with me. You don't care about me. So just let yourself kind of like move those feelings, move those expressions. And you may start to find a pattern or something familiar, right? Something perhaps you experienced as a child, not being heard, listened to, appreciated, or whatever it is. Then what you're going to do is you're going to sit in place of life and you're going to face yourself. So I'm going to place this book aside and I have another book to represent me. I'm going to place this here. And something very interesting happens when you switch places, because now you're sitting in the energy of life and you're looking back and just let it flow. Notice what you start to feel. Look at the book, which represents you, and imagine you just heard all of those things. I need you to give me more of your commitment. I don't feel your commitment. I want to give you everything you want. You're not letting me because you're scared of me, right? So, for example, that just came out of me organically and it surprised me, right? Well, it feels I'm scared of life. I didn't realize that before, or maybe on some level, but now it becomes a lot more real. So now once you do that, you switch back to the other side and now you face life again and you let yourself experience all the things that life just told me. So the big thing for me that life just told me is that I'm scared of it. Now I let that in and I give myself that experience of hearing what life says. What life said is that I want to give you more, but you're not letting me because you're scared of me. And then I say, well, of course I'm scared of you. You're so intense and I'm so little. That's the feeling that I'm having. And this is also informing me of some memories of when I was little and there was chaos, let's say in the household. There was a lot of expectations and demand on me when I was little. So life was intense and I was scared of life. And so now what I can do is I can say to life, I need you to take care of me. I need you to really see me. I need you to support me. I need you to be my partner. So in this process, as you can see, we are doing a sort of couples therapy. Life is showing up in the way that life was when, let's say, we're children, when I was a child. This is how life's showing up. And even in this example, I'm starting to remember certain aspects that, of course, I already knew, but I never connected the dots. And so now I'm recognizing that my inner child still perceives life as being dangerous, still perceives life as being not supportive, because those are some of the experiences I had as a child. And in this example, I'm recognizing and realizing that my inner child is still perceiving life to be the same way as when I was a child. And so in this case, I need to do a little bit more inner child work and connect that my child is recognizing that life is no longer the same as when I was a child. So then from here, what I can do is I can connect to my adult self and then see life from my adult self. So as I'm looking at life, I can say my real age. So for right now, I could say, life, how old do you think that I am? And then I'm going to sit in the place of life. I'm going to look at myself and the age that I'm feeling several ages, feeling that I'm 2, 4, 12. Yeah, so I'm basically like 12 years old is the oldest that I'm when I'm looking at myself, that's the how old I feel. So then I switch again and I look back at life and life is reflecting those ages. And chances are those are the ages when I had a significant life experience that was too intense for me to integrate, too intense for me to process. And so some of those experiences got stuck. And so I'm still perceiving that life is that way and has those qualities that it did back then when things were very challenging, when I didn't have the freedom that I have today. So I'm going to let life reflect that to me. It says, you are 12 years old, you're 8 years old, you're 4 years old. I'm going to let myself feel that and have some compassion. Perhaps I can put my hand on my heart. I can have compassion for those times in my life. I can reflect on those periods of my life during those ages and remember what it was like and have some compassion. I can connect to my inner child and validate that it was not an easy experience and that I survived, that the child survived. Then I'm going to switch back and I'm going to let life reflect that back to me. So I'm looking at myself and I'm saying, you are 41 years old. So now I'm updating, I'm integrating this reality that now it's not a 4-year-old that is dealing with life an 8-year-old, a 12-year-old. Now I'm reflecting that I am a man who is in a totally different place in his life, that he has achieved certain things, freedoms, independence, he's got strength, he's got boundaries. It's a totally different reality of him, meaning me, having a relationship with life versus the experience of a child. And so I'm just allowing this kind of loop, this relationship to get updated. You're 41 years old. And I'm also on the place of life, letting myself feel what it feels like to see me as an adult, a 41-year-old. And what I'm feeling is I have to take you seriously. That's a difference from before. I'm feeling that I can't get away with ignoring you. I can't get away with disrespecting you. I can't get away with invalidating you, because now the energy that's in front of me can do something about it. So there's more respect between us. Then finally, I switch right back and I look back at life from this updated place of being 41. And now when I look at life, I feel less anxious. I feel less intimidated. I feel less angry with life. I'm more accepting. And everything I'm saying, I'm actually feeling this in real time. I'm also feeling some emotions arising. I feel emotions of sadness, of grief, essentially, that places in my life, certain times in my life were painful. And the inner child, the little child that I was, experienced neglect, experienced different abuse or overwhelmed. And sometimes it was just a misunderstanding. Sometimes it was just not enough of something. So we're not using this process to find someone to blame. We're using this process for two reasons. Number one is to connect to those experiences that perhaps they were running in the background, but we were not aware of, those different ages. And two, to feel the feelings and update the reality. So updating to the fact that you are now an adult, and your experience with life is very different than your experience with life was at those ages that you experienced. And so this is what I suggest you do. This is a in real time example of how to heal your relationship with life. So I invite you to try this process. Place two chairs, sit on one side to represent yourself, put something to represent life, and start a dialogue and be curious and stay with your feelings. You might start to feel emotional. My suggestion is let yourself feel emotions. Let yourself cry if tears are coming. Let yourself be angry if anger comes. If you do end up feeling angry, let it out. Take a pillow and just express some of that anger. You're just moving energy that's been stuck. The reason why life isn't cooperating is because we're stuck in those childhood experiences that are just not moving forward. And that's the process that I suggest that you can do in order to bring more awareness, bring more consciousness, and start unblocking these stagnant energies inside of you and get more understanding and feel through some of these emotions, and then start to notice how your life starts to change. So I hope you found this helpful. If you like this video, press a like. If you didn't, obviously, you can push unlike and leave a comment. This way I can answer some questions if this was confusing, or maybe it brought up some questions that I didn't answer in this video, and also it gives me a chance to interact with you guys. So thank you again for your attention, and I'll see you in my next video. Take care.